Those are students from the University of Michigan and why they are happy their college and state stopped the push for diversity, equity, inclusion. Look at this. USA Today saying a divided America. Rutgers study says it made things worse, that it promoted false perceptions of prejudice and racism in America. Let's bring in the senior advisor at America First Legal, the author of the book Parents of the World Unite, Ian Pryor. Ian, it's a pleasure to see you again. So what do you make of this? These students are saying, falsely perceived prejudices, DEI made things worse. What do you think?
Well, look, I think this is something that's been going on in academia, in corporate America, Hollywood for years. But it was under sort of the more anodyne political correctness. And then post George Floyd, what really happened is they take this political correctness and they put it in one of those gain of function labs and turn it into DEI. And they just went so far, and so many people, they just did not approve of it. I mean, you look at the polls even back then, whether it's employees, whether it's students, whether it's customers for these stores, it was not something that they wanted to see. And it took several years, really from 2021 till now, to start rooting it out of the system. And I think America is going to be better for that.
To show the data that we're finding on the states, it's like 30 states outlawing DEI, more colleges and universities and even companies getting rid of DEI. You have Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is calling DEI discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination. The incoming Trump Justice Department is expected to stop DEI. So there's that story, too. We got to move on to this. The Washington Post is now reporting, Ian, government workers are scrambling to clean out and scrub their social media accounts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn to protect themselves from Trump. They're changing their job titles, cleaning out DEI, mentions of DEI in their social media accounts, cleaning out and mentions of environmental justice, climate justice, plus any negative posts about Trump. What do you think of this?
Well, I think that what you have in the government are people that have been fully on board with this point of view for years. And those are a lot of them, not all of them, but your career employees. And, they want to keep their jobs. They want to burrow in there and make sure that, well, instead of being full and being out on social media and talking about these DEI policies, they're going to keep it to themselves. But that means they're still going to be trying to implement them in the government as they always have. It's sort of back to the future, so to speak. But, really, I think the president, incoming president, and the administration needs to make sure that these are not the individuals that are pushing policy in America, because America has fully rejected DEI and all its tentacles back in November. And we're looking forward to going back to a place where meritocracy is what America is about. It's what it's always been about.
I'll tell you, Ian, America is a good and generous nation. It's an open arms nation. America is a good nation of family and friends who care about other people. When you have things like DEI, it's basically saying, America is bad. America has a Bill of Rights. America has a Constitution. If it was so bad, why is everybody in the world trying to cross the border to get into it, Ian? Final word.
Well, that's absolutely right. And what we've seen is this poisonous DEI has really infected not just corporate America, as I talked about, but also neighborhoods and families. The Constitution is really what governs this nation. And as you stated, the Constitution has no place for DEI.
Ian Pryor, terrific to have you on. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.